Hi, hello, good morning everyone. Thank you for coming to join me. I've had a bit of a disaster morning. I've done a video where I've shown you making a couple of things for this new journal I'm making, and the video has gone. I don't know where it's gone. It's gone. Who knows? Yeah, 40 minutes gone. So I'm moving on, and all I can do is show you what I made. But the kit that I'm using is from Brygida, Kleeblatt Creations, and I'm using her Shadows of the Night, Darkness Lullaby, Patterns of Yesterday. There's a few papers in here. I'll put a link to her Etsy shop below. So let me just show you roughly what I've got. I've got 5 signatures, so it's going to be a hardcover. I've got black ruffle, black fabric, or it's black and grey fabric on there. It's called Grunge, so I thought that was good. I've got a paper from Rachel at Roxy's Creations, a couple of her vintage papers, because I felt it just went with all the images and that, with the old-fashioned writing and that. So there's lots of images of graveyards and churches and schools. This is her Skulls and Cobwebs kit. I think that's the book page kit. The images are really nice. They reminded me of the creatures, I can't remember what they're called, in Harry Potter. I've done that one on tracing paper, so it's a bit see-through. Beautiful churches, very gothic. That's from the Darkness Lullaby, and I know he's a little imp, or not sure what creature he is, but I thought he was kind of cute. I suppose he shouldn't be cute, should he? What else is there? I've tried to pair them up, each signature, so that the covers, you know, kind of follow on with each other. But the papers, I just wanted to do something that was a bit different. So that's definitely the Shadows of the Night. That's the bit that I'd already done. A bit out my comfort zone. Isn't she pretty? That reminds me of the film. I can't remember the name of the film. I'm terrible at remembering them. Can't remember. I'd like that outfit. I wouldn't look like that in it though. Never mind. Love that house in a better setting than a spooky wood would be amazing to look round, wouldn't it? With windows all the way round. So yeah, loving these papers. It's totally different from the Autumn Rose that I've just finished. So I'm feeling a bit outside my comfort zone with it. But I do love the papers, and I think, you know, it's going to look, well, I hope it's going to look good when I've done. Can't go wrong with Brygida's papers, to be quite honest. So they're the kind of images that are in them. I hope you like it. So where are we at? What I had done is I've put this on the front. I said I was going to do that in the previous video, so I went ahead and did it. I made this in the last video. I hope I've been in screen. I'm feeling out of sorts because I've lost my video. That's from Brygida's insect tags, and I've just rubbed it with some black ink a little bit. That's from, she's got these images, and that is in the Darkling kit, I think. And then there's also, it's upside down, longer images as well, different widths. So they're quite useful. I enjoyed using those. So I've put one of those in just there. And then that opens up, and as well as these, she also has them in circles. Oh, well, yeah, circles, but there's a whole couple of pages of them in circles there. So I've printed those onto tracing paper, vellum, so that you can see behind it. And I thought that was I just thought it was a bit different. And then in the middle signature, I'm getting confused because I've done this video a couple of times now. Never mind. Have I shown you this one in this one? No, I don't think I have. This is a window envelope, a bigger window envelope that I've covered. This is definitely Pattern of Yesterday. And again, I've used one of the insect labels there, and one of the tall, thin images on there. And then on the back, I've used Tim Holt's People sitting on one of Brygida's labels, and I've put her trustful eyes looking straight into his. So this is the way it's kind of going. I'm enjoying playing with this. So I'm going to do a little bit more. I wanted to use this as a side tuck to go in. I've got glue. That cheesecloth stuff, when you glue it, it sticks to you, doesn't it? I'm going to put that on there as a pocket and then put a tag or something in. So I think that's actually a little bit too long at the moment. So I know I need it to be about 8 inches. I think it's just a bit wonky actually, rather than too big. So let me just straighten those edges. Tummy's rumbling. It must be getting near lunchtime. Sorry if you can hear it. I don't know where to put anything because I've got so many papers out around me. So that, I think, is going to be a pocket. And it's still too long, isn't it? Come on, Carol. Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to fold these edges in a little bit so that it's got little gussets. I'm going to use it. I'm going to do it like that. That's what I'm going to do. Cut these bits out. And then that's going to go on there as a pocket. And I'm happier with that actually, because now it doesn't hit the stitching. Because I do find sometimes when you've got stitching that it doesn't glue on the stitching, or I have trouble sometimes gluing it on the stitching. Right, let's glue that on. I'm so sorry that video disappeared. I really enjoyed it, and I thought I was, you know, explaining to you really well what I was covering the envelope in. It's probably the best video I've ever done, and you're never going to see it. Where do the videos go? Where do they disappear to? I'm paranoid now, watching my phone in front of me, just in case it's stopping recording. And it's not even as if it stopped recording. It was there. And when I went to upload it onto YouTube, it had gone. Right, I'm conscious that I've got that crease there, so I don't want it to go right up to the crease. There, looks good. So that one can go there. And then I think I do want something here. What will this be going next to? Goes next to that, doesn't it? I think I'm going to make I was going to make a taller pocket to go in. What would that look like? Should we give it a go and see what we think? I don't know why I'm not using a scoreboard. Does anybody else know? Let's use a scoreboard. Let's just do it. So if I do it as a tall, thin pocket, I can probably use one of those images. It doesn't want to fold now. It's because I've tried to fold it before, doesn't it? Right, let's do it there. There we go. Nothing worse than having a wonky pocket, is there? Do any of you struggle sometimes? Sometimes it just feels so difficult trying to craft. Yeah, I'd like to use one of these tall thin as the tag. Maybe the castle one. Or now I know a lot of people don't like spiders. I don't mind them. I don't think I'd like to meet that spider though. I quite like that with the skulls, so I might use that one. Okay, so I think I'm going to do it a bit wider. There we go. And it wants to tuck the top and the bottom, doesn't it? Where are we at? Now the only thing is this might actually be too wide for that. I think it will be, won't it? It won't fit on that bit there. So I'm going to have to make it that bit smaller. Go back to where I was going to do it before. Will that make it better? Do you know what? I'm just going to fold it over. I'm going to fold it over to meet the other side. There we go. That was easier, wasn't it? Then we've got the top and the bottom. Okay, so I think this then, now that I've folded it like that, this can be a top loading pocket and also a side tuck. How does that sound? Cut off the bits that we don't need. So we're not going to need this bit. This is the back of the pocket. Get rid of those. Okay. I think today is a do not fold straight day. Right, let's glue those down. That does fit in that space now, look. And then that can be it can be a top tuck that's wonky. Oh, lordy lord. That's better. That's better. Right. Dare I do a notch in there? Oh. Oh, it actually worked. So then I'm going to close that up. Oops. Like that. I'm just wondering if I want to put anything on it before I close it up. I don't know. I don't think I do, but I feel that it needs something on there. So I think, so that's going to be a pocket on there. Let me just go over it with ink. Let me clip these together. I really do feel out of sorts. Never mind. I just want to dull this, oh gosh, that's sticky. I just want to dull this green down a little bit. I just think it's a little bit too bright. So I need to get myself a black Tim Holtz ink, the black oxide, I think. But this will work perfectly well. Just use what you've got, don't you? Okay, that's going to go on there like that. So that can be a side tuck just there, and it's a top tuck just there. I might actually, I've got some Tim Holtz people. They're too too big. Although I've got Tim Holtz person on the back, haven't I? That's too big. That's a nice journal card, isn't it? If I stuck it down, that could go on there. And I think he is going to be A. Hitchcock. I think he might go on there. Don't you hate it when the Tim Holtz, I mean, they're not cheap, are they? But he's missing half his face. I do hate it when that happens. I feel that, you know, there's 3 or 4 people in the pack that you can't use, and I just feel that you should be able to use them all. I'm thinking I quite like that on there. So I think that's what I'm going to do on there. Use up these bits of book page. It's a German book page. I don't know why, but it looks a little bit kind of gothic. And then I think he can go on there. Oh, I might put that on there actually. I don't know. Anybody can tell me? I could put a little snip of that on there, couldn't I? I think I will. Let's just darken him down. He's already a bit grungy, and this was actually in the Halloween, Tim Holtzy Halloweeny pack. Just going to rough him up a little bit. Just didn't want him to be quite as white as he is. That's better. And then I think that can go on there. On there. Oh, am I not in screen? I am so sorry, folks. I think I like that on there. Okay. And I think I'm going to stitch around him onto that. So I'm going to put that on there. Okay. And then I'm just going to nip to my machine and I'm just going to stitch around him. Won't be 1 minute. Okay, so I've stitched round him. I don't know if you can see it or not, but I've stitched round him and I've stitched that on. I like that. So that's going to close up. Yep. So I think I'll put the glue on here first. So is anybody else using this same kit? I do like to see what other people do if they're using the same kit as me. I think it's always interesting to see how people get inspired to use a kit and how different it is with all of us. Let me just put that there a minute, because I think what I do want to do is use that think I want to use that one. I don't know if this is going to fit. If not, I can just trim it down, can't I? Oh, and the grandkids, bless them, using Sharpies on paper on my cutting mat, and it goes straight through, doesn't it? Sharpies, and it doesn't come out. Never mind. Mind you, I suppose I can ruin my mat just as easily on my own without without them. I think that's going to be the mat. The tag that goes in there. Yep, that'll go in there. And then I think this guy is going to be A. Hitchcock Confectioner. But that's his sweet shop. I don't think you'd want to go and visit it, do you? I might look for some Tim Holtz words to go on there, I don't know. So that's going to go in there, and this is going to glue on 3 sides. Yeah, I'm holding it the bit I don't want to glue, aren't I? Times I do that, and then you can't. I think I'm going to put the glue a little bit further up, just because that tag, yeah, it'll fit in there. So that's going to go on there like that. And that'll go in there like that. Where did I put? Oh, it's here. So I think I just need to cut a little bit off the top of that one. And then that will be a tag to go in there. That fits better, doesn't it? There we go. And then that goes back in here. And then that is that. I know I need a tag just there, but that then is about that. So what does it look like? Shall we have a look? So we get that. We've got a tag just there. That flips over. That's a pocket just there. So I need something to go in just there. That's the centre, and then we go here. And we've got A. Hitchcock just there, and we've got the tag in there. And then we've got the people there. I'm happy. I like that. I like that very much. And that's filled that quite nicely. There we go. No, Carol. That way. Okay. So it is going to be a heavy, big, chunky, fat journal, isn't it? But I don't, because I've put kind of a bulkier in there. I'm not going to put lots of bulky ones in all of them. And because it's getting bulky, at night I will put it under a press, under a couple of books. What have we got here? What do I want to do with these, do we think? These guys, they don't look very friendly, do they? They don't look the friendliest of fellas. But I'm thinking I'm going to have that as a flip, is what I'm thinking. So let me cut this down, cut them apart. So in the second signature, I'm thinking he could go on there as a flip out. I might prefer him actually at the back, because I don't want to fold that to be the hinge of the flip. So I'm going to put him at the back of that one. So I'm going to put a, if I do 1/2 inch, that'll fit, won't it? It must do. A bit more than 1/2 inch. Let's fold that over. The motorbikers are back, folks. A little bit of white there, don't want the white on it. So that's, are we in? Move up, Carol. That's going to be a flip there. So that will flip out. But I think I want something there to be a pocket as well. A flip is not enough. I don't want it to be quite, it needs cutting down a little bit. Just a tad. It doesn't show above and below. A little bit more, I think. There we go. And I'm just wondering what I could use to have I think I'll have this. So what I'm going to do is that's going to be a flip, but then it's going to have a pocket underneath. So yep, that's what I'm going to do. So let's take this white edge off here. I don't want it to be a really, really deep pocket. That will be enough. And this paper again, I think the kit for these ones is called Book Pages. And they've all got like kind of different floral around it, if you know what I mean. Oh, that's not him. Okay, oh, he's here. He was hiding from me. Okay, so the way that I do this is the flap that I've made. Make space, Carol. Make the space. I am going to put in there like that. So I'm going to glue this inside of there, like that. I just cut it, I'm going to glue it before I cut it, and then I'm going to stick this on the back so that it makes a pocket. So I've encased the flap inside, if that makes sense to you. Don't lose that piece, you never know when you're going to need a piece. I'm just going to put glue on the inside just to glue that flap shut. And then I can cut it, get rid of the extra bits. So then that will go on there like so, and then that will flap out. And then this, I'll put a notch in there, but not till it's dry, and that will be a tuck spot. And do you know what? That's going to be a side tuck. So it's going to have a side tuck as well. How about that? That was just looking at me, this little piece here. What am I doing? Trying to turn it around. How tall does it need to be? I think that looks nice on there. Spooky. I don't do horror films and spookiness and things like that, I have to say. Frightens me to death. There's a film, I don't know if anybody's ever watched it, called Shaun of the Dead. And it's about people that turn into zombies or act funny. Apparently, I don't know if they're zombies or not, but apparently it's a comedy. Well, do you know, it frightens the pants off me. Which makes my husband and my sons roll with laughter because apparently it is a comedy. Not for me. Cut that edge off, eh? I was just thinking whether I could tear it and have a wonky I don't think I want to, because I think I'll make a mess of it. But I'm going to leave that edge rough and just ink it a bit. So it is like a torn edge because I tore the other ones off. That's going to go on there as a pocket and be a side tuck. There we go. I'm going to have lots of tags to make, aren't I? That's okay. Sorry, I can never glue straight, so I'm just trying to concentrate while I put the glue on that bit. If I could pick it up, it would help. There we go. And then that's going to be a pocket on there, isn't it? Let's just get those edges. Yep. So that's the side I don't want to glue. These are the sides I want to glue. And then I think it's time for a cup of tea. And I've got this down. There we go. I can still do a notch in there when I can fit my punch in there. There we go. So that's one pocket in the second signature. Yes, that's the second one. So that will be like that. It'll open like that. It's got a pocket there and it's got a pocket just there. There we go. So I hope you like how it's going. I'm just going to put it back under a couple of books just to keep it pressed down. I don't want it to get to be too crocodile mouth, do I? But I hope you like it. Let me know what you think and I will catch you later. Bye, folks.